whatever we want to do. What the public want is AJ against Fury. It's what they always want. And it's time to make that fight. But let's see, respect Tyson Fury.
We've been desperate to see Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury.
Let's see what can happen.
Do you think it's realistic?
Everything in reality is realistic.
Absolutely.
Joshua versus Fury could be the next big bout as Eddie Hearn builds momentum after Usyk. After the fight with Usyk, Turki Alalshikh claimed that Tyson Fury's career hasn't ended yet, since he would love to make the Fury versus Anthony Joshua fight next. Turki commented that anything is possible in the Riyadh season as long as the fans enjoy the fights.
Be fantastic.
Yeah. And I want to see Tyson maybe with Joshua or something. We will decide.
I was going to say, just very quickly, I just spoke to Eddie Hearn. We know that we've all, as British boxing fans, we've been desperate to see Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury.
Let's see what can happen.
Adam Smith talked about the future of boxing, mainly Fury versus Joshua, which could happen twice in 2025. He said it'll probably take place at Wembley and in Riyadh.
I know he wants to fight on because he's loving it. So maybe it's a Dubois, maybe it's one or two of the others. And I think you get Fury Joshua now finally.
Do you think that, Adam? Yeah, do you think that will definitely happen in 25?
It's the must fight for the casual fans. Everybody wants to see it. Yes, it's a little bit too late, but we got Mayweather Pacquiao in the end. We got Brook in the end. And I think these two still, I thought the evidence of Tyson Fury on Saturday night, one or two people I read said, oh, he's gone, he's finished. He's not at all. I was worried about his legs. I think I told Ali that as well. I was worried about his legs on Saturday night. He proved that his legs are still great. He had a phenomenal training camp. He's still got plenty more to offer, in my opinion. So has Anthony Joshua, who's still fairly young. Okay, he's coming off a bad defeat.
Ben Davison talks about Tyson Fury's next steps, especially the potential fight with AJ. He doesn't go into detail, but hints they've been talking, and the fight's definitely important.
Congratulations to Usyk. What would you like to see Tyson Fury do next? Obviously, there's still that fight with Anthony Joshua. I suppose that puts makes it obviously another thing for you.
It's not really a good time for me to talk about that sort of thing. So.
Steve Bunce talks about the chance of a Fury-Wilder trilogy, saying their past fights were close and controversial. Even though Fury versus AJ is a big fight, Bunce thinks a third Wilder fight would still be huge.
Frank and Adil start to look up. I can think of a bigger fight. We come back here for the third fight. I know that it's 2-0, but it's been so tight and so controversial, the two. We know there's a trilogy on the table. I think they have a third fight, I really do. And that's still a massive fight.
Before AJ?
Oh, before AJ.
I think AJ will be bigger than the third fight.
I know, it probably will, but you know what? If they have a third fight, he's not going to get knocked out. If he loses again, the AJ fight's still there. I believe that Fury's right when he says the AJ fight is going to be there. No matter when it happens, it's going to be there.
After AJ's loss to Dubois, Tyson Fury showed interest in fighting him down the line. He said Joshua's record doesn't matter, and what's important is giving fans good, entertaining fights. Fury thinks a fight with Joshua, even after his loss, would still be interesting for the crowd.
The opponent loses crown.
Would you still fight him though?
Yeah, I'd still fight him. Whether he's got 5 losses, 10 losses or 20, it's not important, because at this stage of our careers, it's about having good fights and putting good fights on for the paying customer. And I still think it would be an entertaining, interesting fight for the paying pundit.
Eddie Hearn shared that Fury's punch resistance, resolve, and fighting spirit are still there, so the best fight for him next is against Anthony Joshua. He said they'll do everything they can to make the AJ versus Fury fight happen, since the public wants to see it.
His timing was off, his punch resistance has gone, he put up a good performance. So for me, the only fight to make is AJ Fury, but let's see.
Is that half the reason why AJ waited to see? Because obviously, and Turki said in an interview with us, he doesn't want to make AJ Dubois next.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we can do whatever we want to do. What the public want is AJ against Fury. It's what they always want. And it's time to make that fight. But let's see, respect Tyson Fury, see what he wants to do in the future, and no rush.
Jim White talks about whether Fury will fight Joshua or retire. He says it depends on Fury's desire. Even though both have lost recently, people still want to see the fight, but it won't have the same hype as before.
And is there still the market for a fight between Fury And AJ, look at the way AJ lost last time round. Fury now with 2 defeats, is there still the hunger for that? They may say they want it over here, but is it really going to have the cachet that it once did?
I don't think I don't think it will have the appeal that it once did, but trust me, there's still a huge market for that fight. I think that people have always wanted to see that fight. Yes, they're both coming off losses to this great man now.
Spencer Oliver says there's still plenty of interest in a Fury versus Joshua fight, even though both are coming off losses. He believes people still want to see it, even if there's no major title or stakes involved. The draw of the rivalry between the two remains strong, regardless of their recent performances.
Once did, but trust me, there's still a huge market for that fight. I think that people have always wanted to see that fight. Yes, they're both coming off losses to this great man now, but you got to accept, we got to accept greatness sometimes. You see what Alexander Usyk is. He's done everything.
AJ was demolished.
Absolutely against Daniel Dubois, but what I'm saying is the casual fan will want to see Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury still. What's going to be on the line? Absolutely nothing, but we're talking about the best fighting the best, and I'll tell you one reason why we will see it, because the burning ambition of Turki Al-Sheikh wanting that fight to happen.
Simon Jordan thinks the Fury-Joshua fight doesn't matter much anymore since both have lost recently, especially to Usyk. He feels Fury made a mistake picking fights like the one with Chisora instead of getting ready for Usyk. Now the fight is more about the money than any real competition, and the excitement is mostly because of the big paydays.
He's going to have to reconcile in his own mind, isn't he? Because at some point he's going to have to get past the fact that boxing at 45 years of age, he's not going to be boxing anymore unless he wants to do what George Foreman did. And I suspect that probably won't happen for Fury. So at some point in his life, he's going to have to find something other than boxing, and that might be difficult for him. But I look at it now and I can understand the clamour for it. I can understand the economics of it. I can see that Frank and Eddie will make a pile out of it, so it'll happen.
Gareth A. Davies says Joshua shouldn't rush into a fight with Daniel Dubois after his recent loss. He believes it's better for Joshua to take some time and focus on gearing up for a bigger, more challenging fight with Tyson Fury. According to Davies, a matchup with Fury could bring the excitement and intensity Joshua needs, unlike the Dubois fight, which he feels wouldn't be a good move for Joshua at this stage in his career.
Joshua, simply, where does he go from here, in your opinion, Gareth?
I don't like the idea of him enacting the rematch clause or invoking the rematch clause, as Eddie Hearn said he might do in the ring. I thought it was far too soon to do it. It needs time to think about it. I wouldn't do it at all. 2 fights in a row like that against Anthony Joshua, and any legacy he wants to walk away from in the sport is shattered. There's no need to fight Daniel Dubois again. 7 years younger, not a good style for him, clearly. I'd hang around for the Fury fight and then retire.
Reflecting on the Usyk versus Fury fight, Teddy Atlas said he always knew Usyk was gonna win the fight because he knows how to set things up. He also mentioned that Tyson Fury did well this time, not just moving around the ring, but actually using everything he had to keep Usyk from getting too close.
Usyk knows how to win. He'll find a way to win. He'll find a way to win. And I thought Tyson would be better, and he was better. He was better. Give him credit for that, because he kind of fought the game plan that I kind of suggested that he should, instead of just moving around the ring and letting Usyk boil him down with the pressure like he did the first time. He set himself. He used the wingspan. He set himself where he made Usyk earn his way in. He wasn't getting pushed all over the ring, and that's what wears you down. And Fury, to his credit, he did a much better job.
Atlas pointed out that Usyk did what he's best at, winning rounds. He even told his son to watch how a winner handles things. After round 6, Usyk took control, not letting Fury build any momentum in the fight.
But Usyk does what he does. He finds a way to win. And I turned to my son. He lost the 5th round, Usyk, and it was a big round for Fury. I turned to my son and I said, watch what the guy who knows how to win, watch what he does the next round. My son was like, Dad, just watch what he does in his 6th round. Mr. Winner is going to come right out and show you what a winner does.
Similarly, Turki Al-Sheikh shared his honest take before the rematch, saying he wanted Tyson Fury to win since everyone's eager for a 3rd fight, but he also admitted Usyk had better chances of winning.
What I want, Tyson. What I think, Usyk.
Oh, you think Usyk will win? Okay.
But, I hope Tyson do it.
Oscar De La Hoya, he thought Usyk deserved the win, especially after his strong showing in the second half. De La Hoya mentioned that Fury lacked his usual jab and didn't control the distance as well as in past fights. He said Usyk took advantage of this and earned the win.
I think Usyk pulled it off in the second half of the fight. Usyk comes out strong in the second half of the fight. I didn't see Tyson use many jabs. I didn't see Tyson use his distance, and therefore we saw the outcome, and Usyk deserves it.
In addition, Lawrence Okolie called it a great fight, saying Usyk won, but it was a close call. He pointed out that Fury's weight played a role, helping him land solid body shots and lean on Usyk more.
Just want to get your reaction on the outcome of the fight.
Yeah, I thought it was a fantastic fight. It was to and fro. I did think Usyk did win the fight, personally. Yeah, how's it going? Yeah, how are you? Yeah, I did think he won the fight, but it was just a great fight all around.
Did you think that the weight had any factor? What did you think of Tyson coming in heavier?
I think it did have a factor. It depends in different parts. So he was able to, in parts, get hold of Usyk lean on him, put a little bit of good work in the body shots and stuff.
Furthermore, Francis Ngannou said the fight was close and he'd have scored it tighter than the official cards. He pointed out Usyk could have still won, and by the end, it wasn't clear who won since both had a shot. He felt the fight was closer than the official results showed.
I think the fight was pretty close. I would have scored the fight closer than that. Maybe Usyk could have still win. I mean, at the end of the fight, he wasn't sure that anybody is a winner, because everybody could have been a winner. From my scorecard, he was closer than that.
Spencer Farron gave his bold take on the fight, saying if the scoring hadn't been so wide, it wouldn't have felt like a robbery. He also mentioned that Alexander Usyk looked way more calm and composed, taking shots without really flinching.
Just call it as it is. You know what I mean? I think if the scoring wasn't so wide, then we wouldn't be screaming robbery, right? I'm just going to be totally honest. There was an argument to say I saw this fight 115, 130 to either man, right? But the one that was more domineering and was more poker face when they were under attack was Alexander Usyk.
Prince Nassim Hamed was disappointed with the judges and their scoring. He said he would have scored it much closer and felt there should have been a trilogy in the works. Hamed added that, in his view, the fight should have definitely been a draw.
It was going to play out?
No, not really. To be honest, I was a little bit disappointed with that. The way they judged that, to me, it was a little bit too wide. I personally thought it was a lot closer than that. I wouldn't have give it the way they give it Usyk. I just thought he did really, really well. Tyson, he did way better than the first time, so that deserved to be a 1-1, and we should have a trilogy on our hands.
Additionally, Michael Buffer said he thought the fight was closer and could have gone either way. He pointed out that Fury used his size and reach well, but also gave credit to Usyk, calling him a machine with non-stop energy, like a big battery that doesn't run out.
I thought it was a closer fight. I mean, it might even have gone either way. He used his size and reach and everything. Usyk is like a machine, though. He's just got a big battery that never stops.
Amir Khan called the fight close and said it could have gone either way. He noted that the scorecards gave Fury only 4 rounds, with a 116 to 112 score on all of them. However, Khan didn't think it was that close, as he had it even going into round 10. While he thought Fury could have won, Khan wished both fighters the best after the fight.
I mean, look, it was a close fight. It could have gone either way, in my opinion. I think the scorecards only gave Tyson over the 4 rounds or something.
Yeah, it was 116, 112 on all scorecards, 8-4.
8-4, yeah. I mean, look, I don't think it was that close. Honestly, I had it even in round 10, going into the final 2 rounds, and I thought Tyson might have nicked it, you know what I mean? It could have gone either way, but wish...
Carl Froch acknowledged that the right man won, but he considered it a close fight. From round 1 to around round 6 or 7, the fight was back and forth. Froch mentioned scoring some rounds for both Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, giving 1 round to each. He also awarded round 2 to Usyk, but found rounds 3, 4, and 5 difficult to score due to their closeness.
Tyson Fury, and I've got to be totally honest, the right man won. It was a close fight. It ebbed and flowed a little bit in the beginning. From round 1 to about round 6 or 7, the fight was pretty close. I was scoring it. I give a round to Tyson. I give a round to Usyk. I give the second round to Usyk. It was like 3, 4, 5 rounds, I couldn't really split them. It was very close.
Froch believes that Usyk's skills and boxing style will frustrate Fury and make it difficult for him to land punches comfortably. Froch added, Usyk, I believe, will find a way to frustrate Fury, make him uncomfortable, and pick him apart. Usyk, he's got great movement, a great jab, and great footwork. Fury, he's got a brilliant boxing IQ, he's got that awkward style, which it's tough to deal with. I think Usyk's gonna be too sharp, too slick, too smart for Fury. Fury's gonna try to use his size, use his weight, push Usyk around. Usyk got that southpaw stance, and that can be tricky. Fury's awkwardness, his unpredictability, that's his strength. Usyk's got a great engine. His fitness is second to none. Ever since Joshua suffered a shocking loss to Andy Ruiz in 2019, many fans have questioned whether he should retire. That defeat was a turning point in his career, as it was the first time he had been decisively beaten.
Anthony Joshua should retire. Knuckleheads, he should just shine up those gloves real nice, mount them on the wall behind him, and start a YouTube channel. But in all seriousness, that's the narrative and the opinion given to us by this toxic and bipolar boxing culture ever since he lost to Andy Ruiz, all the way up to when he won and looked good again against Otto Wallin. It shows you how fickle and how bipolar this boxing culture is.
Anthony Joshua's punching power has been a hallmark of his career, with many, including the hosts of the Joe Rogan Experience, calling him a superhero. His ability to deliver devastating blows has led to countless knockouts and victories.
Like boxers today, if you look at like Anthony Joshua, who's the heavyweight champion of the world now.
Is he?
You look at him, yeah, he's a English fellow. He's a tank. I mean, he's a.
Is he?
Oh man, you look at Anthony Joshua. He looks like a superhero.
Do those guys have as much stamina as these guys do, though?
Oh yeah, they do today.
They did?
Yeah, because the conditioning methods that they have today are just so superior. They understand rest and recovery, and they monitor your heart rate, and you know they're monitoring lactic acid buildup. And
Mike Tyson, one of the most legendary figures in boxing history, has praised Joshua, calling him the king of heavyweight boxing. Such high praise from a legend like Tyson is a testament to Joshua's impact on the sport and his position among the elite heavyweights of all time.
Well, listen, he's the king now. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. He's the king. He's the big man now on campus. I don't care who's out now, the little guys making a he's the big man on campus. Yeah. Because the heavyweight champion's the man. Especially with a guy like that that's knocking guys out big. And he looks like the heavyweight champion.
Reflecting on Anthony Joshua's future, former pro boxer Chris Algieri didn't hold back, saying Anthony Joshua's skills are pretty much gone. His chin's weak, his technique's slipping, and he's no longer championship material. Still, Joshua's popularity keeps him in the spotlight, with big money fights against Fury or Wilder still possible, though they'd probably be his last shot at a major title.
But in terms of where Anthony Joshua goes from here, he's been adamant saying that he's going to continue his career. I personally don't think we're going to see him at this championship level once again. Does he take a fight with Tyson Fury if Tyson is to lose to Usyk? Possibly. I mean, it's a huge fight. It's a ton of money. I would understand why he would do it. Is he going to fight Wilder in essentially basically a retirement matchup? Very, very possible as well. If they're going to continue to go on, there's money to be made still. Joshua is still extremely, extremely popular. 98,000 in Wembley that night.
Eddie Hearn was gutted by the upset loss to Dubois. He didn't say a single bad word about Anthony Joshua. Eddie also mentioned he would continue to back Joshua and root for his comeback.
Any chance of a retirement for Anthony Joshua?
No, I don't think so. I mean, look, he was on a great run. He just got caught so early. I mean, he never really got a chance to get into the fight, but even in the circumstances, he almost found a way back in. So, he'll be gutted, he'll kick himself, and he'll take the rest of the year out, and then you'll see him back in 2025.
Carl Froch delivered a stinging verdict on Anthony Joshua's performance against Daniel Dubois. Joshua was floored 4 times by the magnificent Dubois before the referee called off this fight. Moving forward, Froch highlighted the flaws in Joshua's campaign against Dubois. He said, from round 1, Joshua was getting peppered with the jab. He was on his back foot. He was bolted upright, rigid, doing everything wrong. He was being pushed around the ring and bullied. Dubois came in like a world champion. champion. He didn't recover from those shots. He lacked ambition, he lacked self-belief and confidence. Former pro boxer Paulie Malignaggi fired back, saying Tyson Fury played his cards perfectly. After being defeated by Usyk, Fury could fight Dubois next. If not, he'd cash in against Joshua. Malignaggi believes Fury's got the game figured out, making big moves no matter what.
If Fury now Fury actually created himself an option if he wins and if he loses. So if he wins against Usyk, he can go fight Dubois before a third fight with Usyk. If he loses to Usyk, you're right, bro. He can go fight AJ. That's crazy, bro. Like you call me the matchmaker? That's matchmaking. Now Tyson Fury has an option on whether he wins against Usyk and whether he loses against Usyk. If he wants to continue fighting, of course, he has an option because if he wins against Usyk, he can fight Dubois. An all British showdown in Wembley. If he loses to Usyk, you can still do an all British showdown at Wembley with AJ. Which is
boxing promoter Frank Warren says Anthony Joshua has people around him to give advice, but in the end, it's up to Joshua to decide his future. He emphasizes that no one else should make that decision for him. If Joshua doesn't know when to quit, it's on him.
With 4 fractures of his orbital eye socket and a partially detached retina, and said, oh, he quit, which he didn't. I mean, he was in excruciating pain and did the correct thing, or he wouldn't have had a career. They're all very quick to do that. And as I say, I've been guilty of that in the past. I said that Derek Chisora should have retired 2 years ago, and he went and beat Joe Joyce last fight out. You know, it is what it is. And at the end of the day, AJ's got people around him who's going to advise him what they feel is the best thing for him to do. He's got a family that obviously care about him and they'll advise him. And at the end of the day, it'll be his decision, and it should be his decision.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. See you in the next one.